Hey everyone! While most of it is still in my memory, it is time to talk about the rather bonkers and somewhat explosive British Grand Prix. I can't remember all the race. I was at work tweeting the F1, so I was kind of caught up in the moment. And some of it definitely makes me sad. But thankfully, the lovely Grace has given us some questions, some fan formula questions, so I can stay on topic. I'm on topic as much as I usually do anyway. So yes, I have my Pirelli wristbands on. I'm living dangerously, quite frankly. So if you hear any loud bangs or anything and you get rubber flying in your face, then that's why, just so you know. Anyway, this is already weird. I say that every video. I don't know why I've not grown to expect this. So on with the questions. Question 1. With Mercedes now lying second in the World Constructors' Championship, do you think they can take the fight to Red Bull for the title? Yes, maybe. It'd be silly to rule them out when they're in second place. You say the same when Ferrari were in second place, even though they were not doing so well, and especially this weekend was rather tragic, but an amazing fight back. So, well, we'll get onto that in a bit. Yeah, I guess they can. I mean, you guys know I'm not really a Mercedes fan. Like, I was a fan when they were Brawn, obviously, but I don't know. It's a tricky one. They seem to. Well, they always had the qualifying pace down. Let's be honest. They had loads of pole positions and like front rows and all this. So they obviously have got some great elements on their car. And then mysteriously they started managing to convert these poles into wins. Like, it's almost as if they'd like done some testing or something. Let's not get into that. It would just be tragic. But you know, so now they're able to have the pace on race day as well. There's nothing to stop them from taking down the Red Bulls. I mean, we've got an interesting dynamic at Red Bull now with Webber. I mean, Webber rarely could be bothered with, team stuff anyway, again, multi-21 and all that jazz. But, now he's got this freedom, he's feeling liberated because of his, retirement announcement. There could be some, what's the word I'm looking for, tumultuous activity at Red Bull that could help Mercedes. That's assuming Hammy Hams doesn't start acting like a little princess, because Princess Rosberg is doing better than him, which is causing me no end of amusement, trust me. So yeah, they can definitely challenge. I mean, it remains to be seen. I mean, Red Bull obviously had 3 on the trot, and it's not like they're suddenly screwed. Sebastian Vettel is still leading by a mile. They're still leading by a mile. But at least there's some kind of challenge for them, I guess. Could make things more interesting. And obviously, Vettel's retirement yesterday. I hated that everyone was like cheering when he retired. I mean, I do not want to hear the phrase "best fans in the world" ever again. It just drives me insane. Anyway, that's off topic. But so I wasn't cheering at his retirement, but at least that kind of spices up the championship a bit, because he was running away with it, and Alonso and Kimi were suffering and just not having the best performance. And I don't want him to run off with it. I want it to be more fun. I want it to be like 2011 again, where there's 4 guys chasing after him closely. I mean, only one glorious man, Mr. Jenson Button, was really taking the challenge to him. But yeah, that's what we want. We want more of a close battle, and especially if it's more than one person. I mean, last year obviously it was Alonso. If there's a few people going for it, it's always going to be more exciting for the fans, even if you're not a fan of the specific drivers. So yeah, I kind of look forward with interest to see what they can do, but bit funny that after their little testing debacle, they've suddenly won 2 races. Anyway, moving on. Question 2. What is your view on the tyre situation from today's race and moving forward? Okay, bit of a tricky one, because obviously I don't have all the information. None of us have all the information, so it's kind of annoying. People just jump to conclusions and think that they have all the knowledge they need to make an assumption. Nobody knows exactly what's going on, and as most of the sensible reports are saying, it's a combination of many things that were causing these tyre problems. You can't blame the curbs at Silverstone, because first of all, like, if they weren't safe, or if they were going to cause problems, like the FIA or something would have changed it. Second of all, like, all the support races, everyone would have had punctures or delaminations or explosions or whatever you want to call them. All the racing, the GP2, the GP3, the Porsche, whatever, like, all of them would have problems. You can't just say it's the circuit when it's only this race that's happened in, and in qualifying and in practice. Why did nothing happen then, you know? So you can't blame that alone. It might contribute if, you know, that's just adding an extra bit of strain on the tyres, running over the curbs like that, or any kind of just odd surfaces. I mean, it's always going to do a bit of damage, but it is just, for me, it's just weird. Like, it's genuinely odd. Like, Pirelli have obviously taken a lot of stick for what they've done with tyres, but they're made to order. They're what the sport asked for. And I don't particularly want to go back to boring tyres. I mean, I know this is too far. I know we need some kind of balance here, but I like the Pirellis. Not when they're exploding and people are just hoping to hell that they're going to be fine in a big crash. That's what concerns me. I mean, I'm not into like religion or anything, but what Felipe Massa was saying about just kind of putting everything in the hands of God when you're driving, like, that's scary stuff. And, you know, on board from Alonso when Perez's tyre went, having the rubber flying at his face, and it's like, yeah, okay, we don't want to be driving or watching or whatever this sport when there's this kind of random nature to it. It's kind of scary. So obviously they need to do something to avoid this happening, but I don't think we need to take away all the unpredictability. I still think that a few more pit stops and rewarding drivers that can manage their tyres better than others, so teams can pick a balance between, you know, it's just strategizing. I love the strategy element, I really do. So I like that teams have to kind of make a decision between blitzing it and having to have an extra pit stop, but making the time maybe by blitzing it, or taking it easy and then just sneaking through at the end while everyone else has to pit. Like, I like that kind of the way it mixes things up. But we just don't want to go this far where your tyre can just randomly explode and fling debris and rubber in like a driver's face when they're driving. You know, it's silly. So I don't know what they're going to be able to do before Germany, to be honest, because that's in a few days. So I really hope we don't get an Indianapolis 2005 situation where everyone goes a bit lame and says, oh, we're not going to drive. There must be a way for them to manage this. I mean, even if it's just teams for this next race alone, taking the precaution and just saying, right, let's not be silly, let's not risk it, let's just do an extra pit stop to be safe. That's what it's about, being safe, but not taking away from the racing element of it. So it's a tough one. I'm sure Pirelli have taken this very seriously and will make sure this thing doesn't happen again. I know we've got this next race to kind of get over first, and then after Hungary, I mean, they've got a nice long break, so they can hopefully really iron these things out. We'll see. I don't know. Like I said, I don't like that anyone's in danger, but I don't think we need to overreact and go back to overcautious, plain old boring tyres. So there you go. Question 3. What was your favourite on-track battle to watch? Gonna have a kind of odd answer, I guess. As in, I don't like saying these horrible words. Paul di Resta and Lewis Hamilton. Potentially my 2 least favourite drivers on the grid. Yeah, probably. I'm not sure. Yeah, they might be my 2 least favourite. Amazing. Like, okay, so 2 reasons. Okay, so one of them is going to be very out of character and weird for me, of me saying they both battled quite well together, which is weird because, okay, let's be honest, usually Lewis Hamilton is like, you know, get out of my way because I'm Lewis Hamilton, or I'll crash into you because I'm Lewis Hamilton. That's, you know, a style of his, and most people will just scurry out of the way thinking, meh, I don't really want to be retired from the race because he's driven into me, I might as well let him past. Not let him pass, you know what I mean. And, you know, Paul di Resta usually has bored himself to sleep and hasn't even noticed until someone's overtaken him. So it was quite nice to see, genuinely. It was quite nice to see a very boring man and a very annoying man actually battling each other semi-fairly and, you know, providing a bit of action. And my second reason is back totally in character and is saying, when you watch a battle like that, I don't really care if they took each other out. So a bit of the pressure is off. So, you know, when I'm watching, let's think, like Jensen and Roman having a battle together, I'm on the verge of a heart attack because I love them both. I want kind of both of them ahead, and I'm confused and I don't know what to feel, and it's very stressful. When you see like Hamilton and Di Resta battling, you just think, meh. If they collide, I'm not too bothered. So yeah, there you go. But that was my more harsh reasoning. And now finally, the bonus question: who is the driver of the day and why? There's a few that are up there, to be honest. I mean, Massa, I think he finished 6th in the end, which is damn impressive after he had one of the tyre explosions and he had all sorts of carnage, really. And same with Alonso. I mean, where was he? He was like 10th or something towards the end of the race, and then he just flew up the field with the kind of clever pit stop strategy that poor Mr. Raikkonen did not get to benefit from. So the Ferrari boys were amazing kind of recovery drives. But I think I'm going to have to go for Mark Webber, I think, because he just did awesome. Like, I never used to like Mark Webber. Like, I never disliked him. I just kind of was indifferent. I just thought, he's okay. He does well occasionally. He's kind of average, but I was fine with that. Still liked him better than other average people like Rosberg or Di Resta. But nowadays, I like him so much better. Like, he's got that kind of underdog spirit, being, Vettel's teammate, Vettel's number 2 driver. And, especially, he never used to care too much before, like I said, but especially now he has this liberated feeling having announced his retirement. I just think now he's stopped caring so much. He's far more enjoyable to watch. And, yeah, he had his usual start. He went absolutely backwards. It was horrific. Like, first lap I think he was 15th. I know he had a bit of contact or whatever with the lovely Romain, but 15th off start. That's pretty grim. And there he is battling for the win at the end. That was kind of almighty stuff. So yes, I think Mark Webber did well, and fair play to him. He's still gonna battle it out for the rest of the season, even though he's announced his retirement. He's not done and dusted. So yeah, Mark Webber, I think he had that kind of underdog spirit, and he always provides a little bit of entertainment with the kind of the fight back after letting himself down off the start line. So yeah, it's great stuff from Mark Webber, really. And speaking of Mark Webber, mildly off topic, all the silly season talk of his replacement and everything, such fun. I like both the Toro Rosso boys, and I know that Red Bull should really stick to their principles and take someone from the junior feeder team, but I don't know whether they will. They've got the money to throw at some, past world champion like Kimi Raikkonen. They might as well. Like what Horner says, it might all be PR talk, but saying they want the fastest driver lineup. It makes sense. I mean, I know to a certain extent you should support your Wunderkind, Mr. Vettel, but at the same time you might as well, I don't know, I just think they might as well go for someone, super fast. Like, I love Ricciardo and Verne now. They're lovely. I had the pleasure of meeting Daniel Ricciardo at the photo forum the other day, and he is a delight. He's just the smiliest, most wonderful person. But, I do wonder, like, it's difficult for them to prove themselves in a Toro Rosso, let's be honest. I know Vettel managed to win in a Toro Rosso, but there's very different circumstances back then. So, yes, it will be interesting to see whether they'll go for someone like Kimi. And today, all the strange talk is going to be about the odds on Jenson Button replacing Mark Webber. Now, I love this thought, I'm not going to lie. It will be so good, Team Sebson. Because, I just have such fond memories of 2011. I know Vettel stormed away and won it, really, but I loved seeing Jenson Button really challenging him. He was the only one to really challenge him. I mean, yeah, there was Webber, Alonso and Hamilton, but they kind of dropped off. And I think they were great battling each other. I mean, they've had their kind of controversial moments, like, was it German Grand Prix, where he got all 4 wheels off the circuit, or Hungary, I can't remember, last year, and, blatant cheating. But they're a great little duo, and I think they'd be interesting together. Like, there's kind of similar kind of age range with Mark Webber for Jenson Button, so there'd be that kind of more experienced, older hand sort of situation, but at the same time, obviously, Vettel is Red Bull's special child. So it'll be an interesting dynamic, I think. I know this is silly season. I'm not taking all this, like, you know, betting odds things seriously before you all go mental. But it's just interesting. I just enjoy speculating about it. I would enjoy speculating about it if people were saying that Guido van der Garde was going to join Red Bull. I mean, it's all speculative. No one has all the information apart from maybe Christian Horner, who is receiving these texts and plotting, you know, not world domination, just driver replacement. So we'll see, I guess. It could be anyone, who knows. I know there's that top three circulating of Vern, Ricciardo and Raikkonen, but you never know. There's all sorts of politics to come into it and money to come into it, so let's just enjoy a bit of silly season and talking rubbish about it for a bit, and we'll find out probably many months down the line. So there you go. There's my lengthy, 15 minutes already, lengthy ramble about the British Grand Prix. Yeah, I don't know, it was a crazy race. Like I said, scary parts, but then a lot of fun parts as well. A lot of sad parts for me, Roman, Jensen, all disappearing and being useless. So anyway, I'm going to stop messing around now. I shall start the lengthy process of uploading this to YouTube because it's a super long video, oops. So yes, thank you Grace for the questions, and I look forward to watching everyone's fun formula videos or talking rubbish with you on Twitter as usual. So yes, hopefully if I have some free time I will be back with you for the German Grand Prix. We shall see what's going on with that, but until then, enjoy all the rumour mill and everything, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye!